Hi everyone. Our group is going to tackle about gender and sexuality online. But before we start, let me say this first. This video is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardenis, to use this as an educational material. In the online world, gender and sexuality are complex and diverse concepts that play a significant role in shaping one's online identity. It encompasses the diverse range of identities, expressions, and experiences related to gender and sexual orientation that are expressed, represented, and negotiated in digital spaces. Thus, it enables users to express, explore, and share their gender and sexual identities, as well as to connect with others who share similar experiences and perspectives. So, first, let's define how gender, sex, and sexuality are related but differ from one another. Sex is the biological basis of being male or female. It can be identified the moment we are born due to the particular reproductive organs that we have and can also be seen in what is written in our birth certificate. Gender is the social construct that defines the roles, behaviors, and expectations of individuals based on their sex, and it is often perpetuated online through gendered language and stereotypes. For instance, men may be expected to not be sensitive but rather strong and to be the ones who provide for their families, whereas women may be seen to be sensitive and do household chores. Overall, it is about female being feminine and a male being masculine, and how they must like someone of the opposite sex. Similarly, sexuality is an integral aspect of one's online identity and it refers to a range of sexual preferences and orientations. Furthermore, it is an individual's sexual orientation or attraction to others based on factors such as gender, physical attributes, and personality traits. It is the diverse range of sexual identities like having LGBTQ. It is the total expression of an individual's self concept. It is when a person shows or expresses their true feelings based on their ways of dressing, the way they act, and the way they talk. To conclude, online spaces offer a platform for people to express their gender and sexual identity and preferences in ways that they may not feel comfortable doing in their offline lives. However, as much as it may have a positive impact on individuals, it also has a negative ones. Thus, it is vital to be mindful in using online platforms and always remember the saying, think before you click.
So, good day everyone. I'm Christine M. Kroma and I'm going to discuss about the types of sexualities that you should know about. So, the number one is gay. So, being gay means that a person is romantically, sexually, and emotionally attracted to another person at the same gender. Number two, lesbian. So, the term lesbian refers to the feminine version of homosexuality. This term used to describe women who are attracted to those of the same gender or to identify two women who are attracted to each other. So the number three is bisexual. So this term or type of sexual orientation describes people who are attracted to more than one gender, or to be specific, bisexual is a person who is romantically, emotionally attracted to men and women. So the number four is the heterosexual. So, heterosexual is generally referred to as being straight, which means people of this sexual orientation are romantically, emotionally, and sexually attracted to people of the opposite gender. So, the number five is the pansexual. So, a pansexual person can be physically, romantically, and sexually attracted to all people. They are considered to have a gender blind sexual attraction. So the number six, asexual. Asexual are not sexually attracted to anyone, although they may experience romantic attraction to any gender. They are not interested in getting physically in the more traditional sense. So the number seven is queer. So this is when somebody says they're queer, it's because they find the terms gay, lesbians, and bisexuals are very restricting. It works as an umbrella form for sexual as well as gender minorities. Sometimes the Q in the LGBTQ could also referred by questioning, which means that they are still questioning their sexual orientation or gender. So the number 8 or the last one is a romantic. This is a type of person who doesn't experience any romantic attraction towards anybody is considered being a romantic person.
The impact of social media on gender and sexuality online is significant and multifaceted. Here are some ways in which social media has impacted gender and sexuality online. Increased visibility and awareness. Social media has increased the visibility of diverse gender and sexual identities, making it easier for individuals to express themselves and find community online. It's also increased access to information and resources. So social media has made it easier for individuals to access information and resources related to gender and sexuality, such as educational materials, support groups, and advocacy organizations. It, it also increased opportunities for activism. Social media has provided a platform for individuals to engage in activism related to gender and sexuality, such as advocating for LGBTQ+ rights or challenging gender stereotypes. Social media also increase exposure to stereotypes and harassment. So social media can also expose individuals to harmful stereotypes and harassment related to gender and sexuality. This can be particularly harmful for marginalized communities. Social media also increased pressure to present a curated online identity, since it also creates pressure for individuals to present a curated online identity that confronts to societal expectations related to gender and sexuality. This pressure can lead to feelings of anxiety, low self-esteem, and disconnection from one's authentic self. Social media can also reinforce social norms related to gender and sexuality, such as beauty standards or traditional gender roles. This can lead to the marginalizations of non-confronting identities and limit opportunities for personal expression. So overall, the impact of social media on gender and sexuality online is complex and can have both positive and negative effects. It is important for individuals to be aware of these impacts and to use social media in a way that supports their well-being and authentic self-expression.
I want to know more about the impact of social media on body image and self-esteem among individuals with non-conforming gender identities. Individuals with non-conforming gender identities are those who do not identify or express themselves within the binary gender system of male or female. For them, social media can have a significant impact on their body image and self-esteem. One of the negative impact of social media on individuals with non-conforming gender identities is exposure of harmful content. Social media can be a place where negative stereotypes about non-conforming gender identities are perpetuated, which can make individuals feel isolated and inadequate. This harmful content can also contribute to the hostile environment, which can negatively affect their self-esteem and body image. However, social media can also provide a platform for visibility or representation for individuals with non-conforming gender identities. Seeing others who share similar experiences can help increase their self-esteem and sense of belonging. They can use social media to express themselves creatively and connect with others who share their experiences. Social media can also put pressure on individuals with non-conforming gender identities. They may feel compelled to represent themselves in a certain way to be accepted by others on social media, which can lead to feelings of insecurity and anxiety. Additionally, social media can foster a culture of comparison and competition, leading individuals to compare themselves to others and leading to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. However, social media can also provide a supportive community for individuals with non-conforming gender identities. They can connect with others who share similar experiences, find validation, and build a sense of belonging, which can positively impact their self-esteem. So in summary, social media can have both positive and negative impact on body image and self-esteem among individuals with non-conforming gender identities. It is important to be aware of the negative content that exists on social media and promote positive representation and support this community.
Can identify gender diversity. We use gender diverse or transgender to mean that a person's inner sense of gender identity and the sex they feel they belong to is different from their biological sex assigned at birth. For example, someone born male may identify as female. They may have a strong sense of this throughout early childhood or become aware during adolescence or later. There are many different ways that people describe themselves. People who identify as having no specific gender may use terms such as gender queer, gender neutral, gender fluid, or gender diverse to indicate they feel they don't fit into traditional gender categories of male or female. Some communities, such as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people, may use culturally specific terms such as sister girl or brother boy. Gender diverse people may be gay, lesbian, bisexual, or heterosexual, may choose to identify as queer or describe their sexual identity in other terms.
I'm Ray Jeffersonis Progrera, and today I'm gonna discuss about how gender affect our online society. So, how does gender affect our online experiences? As technology involves, women and other marginalized groups increasingly report feeling unsafe. Although some of this is beginning of changes as women take control of their online activities and are increasingly becoming online creators. Studies show that they face a higher level of harassment and bullying online even as they seek to use these spaces to express themselves, connect with their communities, and get information. The complexity of identity and sexuality and how social norms influence our behaviors, expectations, and possibilities is heightened by the role of social media in impacting our understanding of gender and sexuality. Social media can be a window of opportunity for learning about these aspects of identity, but also a means to reinforce stereotypes and create double standards concerning how people of different genders should behave. It is also important to note that online platforms now play a decisive role in the lives of young people and in the development of new ways of expressing identity and sexuality. So that's all my topic. So goodbye.
How internet influence gender and sexuality. Gender and sexuality studies trains you to examine gender relations and the construction of gender and sexual difference from a globally informed perspective and to consider how gender and sexuality intersect with the social categories of race, class, ethnicity, disability, and age to produce our complex social identities. Learning more about gender and sex and how we see ourselves as a boy or male, girl or female, transgender, intersex, or somewhere in between can help increase understanding and help youth establish their own gender identity. Gender and the internet used to be predictive of sexual attitude and behavior orientation of young adults. In addition, findings from previous studies show that frequency of internet use was significantly associated with practice of content of sexually explicit sites. Studies show people consuming sexual content on the internet turn towards unhealthy sexual habits like casual sex and having multiple sexual partners. Sex addiction, overconsumption of pornographic content can develop sexual disorders like sexual intimacy disorder or sex addiction. Internet sexuality is an umbrella term that refers to all sex-related content and activities observable on the internet. Media do have an impact because the media keep sexual behavior on public and personal agendas. Media portrayals reinforce a relatively consistent set of sexual and relationship norms, and the media rarely depict sexually responsible models. So, how does the internet influence gender? The gender gaps in communication patterns and computer use appear to influence the way men and women use the internet. Once online, for instance, men tend to seek information or perform tasks while women try to communicate with others.
Good day, sir. My topic is all about how those social media affect young people's understanding of gender and sexuality. Social media can have both positive and negative effect on young people understanding of gender and sexuality. On one hand, social media can provide safe spaces for teens to explore their gender and sexual identity. It can also allow individuals to open up about topics they may not feel comfortable discussing in person, creating a supportive community. However, social media can also expose young people to sexual content before they are ready, potentially leading to harmful effects. A study conducted by the University of Georgia found that social media can shape young people's views of consent and sexual activity. The study surveyed college students between the age of 18 to 25 and found that social media can create unrealistic expectation of what a healthy relationship looks like. The study lead researcher suggests that young people may be influenced by the image they see on social media, leading to a lack of understanding of what a healthy relationship entails. Overall, social media can have a significant impact on young people understanding of gender and sexuality. While it can provide a safe space for exploration and community building, it can also expose young people to harm content and create unrealistic expectation of relationships. It is important for parents and educators to be aware of the potential effect to social media and to provide guidance and support for young people as they navigate these complex issues. For LGBTQIA+, young people, social media offer new opportunities to be seen, to be visible, and many people have shared their celebration of pride. However, social media can also source of confusion and pressure for teens exploring gender and sexuality identity. Some of the teens encounter online may push them to feel they have to make a choice, represent picking a side. Teen exploring gender and sexual identity often seek safe spaces on platforms such as Discord, but some way away, feeling more confused. Therefore, it is important to be aware of the impact of social media on young people's understanding of gender and sexuality, and to provide them with safe and resources for exploration.
Mass media influences on sexuality. The mainstream mass media, televisions, magazines, movies, music, and internet provide increasingly frequent portrayals of sexuality. We still know relatively little about how this content is used and how it affects sexual beliefs and behaviors. The few available studies suggest that the media do have an impact because the media keep sexual behavior on public and personal agendas. Media portrayals reinforce a relatively consistent set of sexual and relationship norms, and the media rarely depicts sexually responsible models. More longitudinal research, especially with early adolescents, is needed to learn more about how media content is attended to, interpreted, and incorporated into developing sexual lives.
Good day everyone, I am Don Lawrence H. Caminade and I will be reporting about gender online, the social stigma. Our world today has progressed and welcomed the era of computers and advanced technology that led to the creation of online platforms. The platforms have been a popular choice lately, allowing people all around the world access to information with less hassle and at a faster rate. Unfortunately, the internet's online platforms are also accessible to people who express male chauvinism, toxic feminism, and prejudice of the people towards the non-conforming genders or the LGBTQ plus community. Those negative beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors create an unending circle of hate which may be detrimental to our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. The key words of my report are stigma, a set of negative and often fair beliefs that a society or a group of people have about something. Second is prejudice. Prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. And the third is gender. Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. As a social construct, gender varies from society to society. Once again, I am Don Lawrence H. Caminade, and thank you for listening.